It doesn't matter if you're a rights-of-way manager, a utility forester, or an applicator. Every year, you and your workers face hundreds, if not thousands, of problem sites. Each is an area that must be kept clear of weeds and brush. Each is unique, and each calls for a site-specific solution.
While choosing a single best treatment method is not difficult, one thing is sure, there is no one-size-fits-all in this business. What's so important about choosing the correct treatment method? To start with, there are economics at stake.
Take maintenance costs, for example. The treatment methods you choose directly impact maintenance budgets. Using selective herbicides is smart because it allows grasses and forbs to flourish. These help choke out new woody plants, keeping the area clear longer than other methods. It extends maintenance, so your costs are reduced over time. Unlike mechanical methods, herbicides permanently control targeted plants so that each tree controlled in this cycle reduces costs for the next cycle. Your treatment choices make a difference on crew productivity, too. Balancing dormant treatments with those done in the growing season evens out work schedules, so both in-house and contractor crews stay fully employed year-round and do more work per cycle. Plus, cutting back on less effective mechanical treatments saves on equipment costs and upkeep.
Along with these important economic concerns, less obvious issues come into play when choosing a treatment method.
Protecting the quality of the environment is one. A successful vegetation management program balances economic needs with those of nature to create attractive and useful rights-of-way where wildlife can flourish. Public image is another. You must consider the visual results of the treatments you use. For example, uprooted trees on highly visible sites can attract negative attention. Promoting wildlife habitat is yet another reason to choose the proper treatment option. Songbirds, deer, and other animals flourish in habitats dominated by grasses, forbs, and other low-growing species. Choosing the right treatment method for each site along your rights-of-way matters in many important ways.
This video will be a how-to guide for vegetation managers and applicators to help you make the right decisions. We'll start with a discussion of stem density and stem height, the two most important factors in determining a treatment method. Then we'll touch on 6 other factors, any number of which may join the decision-making on any one site.
The density and height of target brush are the most important factors affecting the treatment method you choose. Although densities vary greatly by region, sites with over 2,000 stems per acre in an 8-foot tall or taller range can be considered high-density sites. These require reclamation or catch-up treatments. You'll use different treatment methods on these high-density sites than you will on low-density sites. Because of the great number of plants involved, broadcast treatments of one kind or another are usually called for. And mowing may be necessary to allow for future, more effective herbicide treatment options. Though not rigidly defined, sites of medium density typically are those with 1,000 to 2,000 stems. Medium density sites, with most plants over 8 feet tall, are treated much like high-density sites. One popular treatment option, high-volume foliar, can cover a lot of medium to high-density areas in a cost-effective way. High-volume foliar applications usually are made from vehicles with hoses and handguns, or from skidders with radiarcs and hose and handgun setups. Selective herbicides are a must for high-volume foliar applications. Tordon and Garland herbicides from Dow Elanco provide broad-spectrum control of broadleaf and woody species while leaving grasses alone. Volume and coverage determine control.
Broadcast pellets is another solution for sites with medium to high stem density. Spike 20P herbicide pellets typically are applied with ground equipment that can be used in aerial applications. Moisture dissolves the pellets and carries the herbicide to the roots. Brush control is achieved over several months.
Spike 20P provides broad-spectrum control and can be applied any time of the year. Another treatment option for medium to high-density sites is the dormant stem method. It's a good choice when woody plants are numerous and less than 3 inches in diameter and when summer foliage treatments are not possible. Using a high-pressure spray gun, apply a mixture of herbicide, oil, and water to stems and branches.
The dormant stem method can be used from late fall after leaf drop to early spring, but works best 40 to 60 days before bud swell. Treated plants typically fail to leaf out in the spring.
The broad-spectrum control of Garlon 4 herbicide makes it ideal for dormant stem treatments. A fourth and final method for medium to high-density sites is aerial broadcast. It may be your only option if the site is inaccessible to ground equipment or if the terrain could be damaged by it. Again, selective herbicides like Tordon and Garlon provide most effective control. High-volume foliar, broadcast pellets, dormant stem, and aerial broadcast. These 4 treatment methods give you plenty of choices for medium to high-density sites. Now let's look at treatment methods appropriate for low-density sites, those with less than 1,000 stems per acre and average stem height under 7 feet. Low-density sites typically are those already on a maintenance cycle. Because they have fewer stems per acre, they can take advantage of individual stem treatments and lower herbicide volumes. Medium-density sites with canopies of 4 feet or less can be treated like low-density sites. Sites like these are often found in the northeastern U.S.
It's no secret that low and medium density sites are easier to work with than high density sites. But what's not so well known is that it costs less to keep sites maintained routinely than it does to reclaim them years later. It just makes sense to address these sites early rather than allowing them to become a high density problem. Let's look at some treatment options.
The cut stump technique is ideal for removing individual trees in highly visible areas. You simply remove the top growth mechanically and apply herbicide on the freshly cut stump. The result is exceptional control of resprouting. Consider cut stump treatments as a partner to your chainsaw. After spending so much to remove and chip a tree, this treatment costs only pennies to protect your investment. Pathway and Pathfinder 2 herbicides are recommended for this technique. They're pre-mixed for applicator convenience. They prevent resprouting, so the site won't need to be revisited for several years. To target individual plants up to 6 inches in diameter, choose a basal bark treatment. Spray all the way around target stems from about 12 to 15 inches above the ground to the soil level. Basal bark methods may allow work crews to treat for longer stretches without refilling sprayers, and they can be used year-round. Both Garlon 4 and Pathfinder 2 work by penetrating the bark layer into the cambium, then traveling into roots and stems. Most targeted plants won't leaf out again in spring. In another convenient treatment method for low-density sites, soil spot application, a residual herbicide is applied to the ground around targeted plants. The herbicide can be in a pelleted or liquid formulation. Rain and soil moisture deliver it to the roots for gradual but complete control. Spike 20P is your best pelleted soil spot treatment. Spike 80W mixes with water for spot or banded applications. Both control more than 100 woody plant species. If your medium to low density site is in an area that can tolerate some brownout, choose the low volume foliar option. In this treatment method, a low volume of herbicide mixture is sprayed from a backpack sprayer or skidder mounted radiarc onto the foliage of individual plants. Coverage is critical, but where this option fits, it's quick and easy. Investments in equipment and crew are minimal. 1-year regrowth is a variation of low-volume foliar in which a site is treated mechanically, then revisited after 1 year to treat the new growth. A skid-mounted radiarc is used to apply a low volume of herbicide, which extends the treatment cycles and protects your mechanical investment. Garlon and Tordon herbicides are well suited to low-volume foliar application, including 1-year regrowth. Targeted plants absorb them quickly to become rain-fast in 2 hours or less. Garlon and Tordon provide selective long-term results. Cut stump, basal bark, soil spot, low-volume foliar. These 4 treatment methods are all excellent options for medium to low-density sites.
Now let's consider those 6 factors we mentioned earlier, some or all of which will affect your treatment decisions on a site-by-site basis.
First of all, you need to be familiar with vegetation species. Some are difficult to control. Some resprout vigorously. Sometimes you face deciduous trees, other times conifers. Once you choose a treatment method, read herbicide labels and choose a product that will control the predominant species. Another consideration is terrain and soil type. Some spots may be difficult or unsafe to reach with mechanical equipment. Some soil types are easily disturbed and prone to erosion. Wet soils rut easily. Hard-packed soil conditions may affect your choice of herbicides. Then, take a look at the site location. Be aware of any environmental sensitivities such as crops, gardens, wells, streams, or rivers near your rights-of-way. If the site is near a populated area or road, take public perception into account. Consider your current equipment inventory and your budget for new purchases. Backpack sprayers are more affordable than new broadcast spraying equipment or brush hogs. How has the site been treated before? Mechanical control in the past probably promoted vigorous sprouting and a high stem density. Recent use of non-selective herbicides may have left the ground bare and erodible in spots. Earlier use of non-selective herbicides may have led to a tangle of reinfestation. Remote areas with high stem density are candidates for broadcast treatments. Choose selective herbicides so that grasses are allowed to take over the site and resist reinvasion by woody brush and pines. When you combine the proper treatment methods with selective herbicides from Dow-Elanco, you create rights-of-way that attract wildlife, are acceptable to the public, and largely maintain themselves.
Turn to your Dow-Elanco professional for help in developing a custom vegetation management plan. Your Dow-Elanco sales and technical representatives are experienced and eager to help. Ask for more educational materials like this video.